All right, so this is the last new lesson for this chapter, Test Monday. Test Monday. So today is the same as yesterday. Area of regular polygon, 1/2 apothem times perimeter. I'm going to remind you of how to do that. But today you're not going to have all the information that you need. So we'll just use trigonometry to find it. So area of regular polygons, remember the formula. It's 1/2 apothem times perimeter. So I always find the perimeter first. Take that number times the apothem and then divide by 2. So, quick reminder, I have a regular hexagon. All the sides are the same, regular polygon. Every single side length is the same length. That is called the apothem right there. That is the apothem. We are going to be drawing this right triangle every time. This is called the radius, and it's the hypotenuse of the right triangle. Always remember that when we find the bottom of that right triangle, that it's just half the side length. So if we find the bottom of that triangle, we have to times it by 2 to get the whole side length. Okay? That top angle, you might want to write this down, is 360 divided by the number of sides, and then you divide that by 2. So we're always going to be finding that top angle. Do 360, divide by number of sides, divide by 2. Every time. 360, divide by number of sides, divide by 2. So we'll be finding that top angle every single time. 360, divide by number of sides, divide by 2. Remember, if we ever find that bottom side of that triangle, we have to times it by 2 to get the whole side length. And then we'll find the perimeter. So it's a lot to remember. It's not bad. We just have to find the missing sides. So there's going to be like 5 steps. We'll have to draw the right triangle. We have to label everything we know. We have to find that top angle, 360, divide by number of sides, divide by 2. And then we'll use trigonometry or special right triangles, and then we'll find the area. So every time we'll do that. Don't forget SOHCAHTOA. Some old hippie caught another hippie tripping on acid. If x is up high,
multiply.
If x is on bottom, divide. Okay, so I think this is number 1 on your assignment.
Oh, that's crazy.
Is it number 1?
Yeah.
Okay. So area is 1/2 apothem times perimeter. I can get the perimeter because I know a side's 8. So what is 8 times 3? 24. I'm missing the apothem. So I'm going to draw it in there. So what I would do, like if I were you on your desk or whatever, I would draw a right triangle. So every time, step 1, draw a right triangle. So this is my right triangle inside there. This right here would be my apothem. That's what I got to find. I'll just call it A for apothem. So do you remember how to find the top angle? 360 divided by, how many sides is this big figure? 3 divided by 2. So what's 360 divided by 3 divided by 2? 60? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
60?
It's 120 divided by 2.
Okay, so my top angle is 60. I know this entire side is 8. So what's the bottom of my triangle? 4. Is everybody good with that? So let's use trigonometry to find the apothem. So there's no hypotenuse. Which one are we going to use? Tan. Tan 60. Use that angle. And tan is TOA, opposite over adjacent. What's opposite that angle? 4 over A. Or X, whatever you want to call it. It's on bottom. What do we do?
60 divided by
Divide. 4 divided by tan 60. So you type 4 divided by tan 60. Let's just keep that in the calculator. Don't do anything with it. Don't toggle it. Don't round it. Just keep that in the calculator. So my apothem is 4 radical 3 over 3. I need to multiply that times the perimeter, right? So just hit, so you're keeping that in your calculator, right? Just hit times 24. And then don't forget to do what at the end?
Divide by 2.
Divide by 2. At the very, very end, you can toggle it and round it.
27.7.
27.7. So, like, I didn't round and then round again. So that's why I want you to not, like, toggle around. Like, if you would have, let me do this. If you would have toggled that and then just rounded it and then plugged it in, then our answers might be a decimal off. Does that make sense? And then it'd be counted wrong on your assignment. So don't round and then round again. So that answer was what, 27.7? Okay, 27.7. So in all these problems, you're just going to have something that you have to find that we're missing. Okay, let's do number 2. Is that number 2?
Yeah.
Okay. This time, unfortunately, it's the radius that I know. I don't know the apothem, and I don't know the side length. There's 2 things I have to find. Now you have to remember, when we find the side length, we're going to have to times it by 2 to get the whole side. And then times it by, how many sides is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. And then times it by 8 to get the perimeter. All right. So step 1, every time, draw the right triangle. That's what I would do on your desk. Draw the right triangle. Label what we know, so we know the radius is 10. We gotta find that top angle. Do you remember how to do it? 360 divided by 8 divided by 2. Tell me what that is.
22.5.
Thank you. Let's just find the apothem first. Are you guys good with that? Apothem first. So I know it's 1/2 apothem times perimeter. So let's find the apothem first. So apothem starts with A, and it's also the adjacent side. That's why I like to label it A. So I've got adjacent and hypotenuse. Some old hippie caught another hippie tripping on acid. Which one is adjacent and hypotenuse? Cos. So cos 22.5. I have to put A over H. So A over 10.
10 times cos 22.5.
10 times cos 22.5. Let's all do it together so you guys can keep everything in your calculator. 10 times cos 22.5. We're not going to round that off. So I want you to just keep that in your calculator, okay? So 9.238, blah, blah, blah. Keep that in your calculator. 9.238, da, 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 da. So we're just going to, don't clear your calculator out. We're going to keep that there. So that's our apothem. Now let's find the side length. Bless you. So I can times it by 2 and then times it by 8 to get the perimeter. So I'll just call this side length X. So this side is my opposite, right?
Yeah.
Opposite and hypotenuse, which trig function, right? So sine 22.5, I have to put O over H, so X over 10. X is up high,
Multiply.
so do 10 times sine 22.5. 10 times sine 22.5. So remember, that is just half my side length. So what do I need to do to get the whole side length? Times 2. So just hit times 2. That's one side length. How do I get the perimeter? Times 8. Okay, so that's my perimeter. I'm going to take that times my apothem. Can we scroll up and find our apothem?
Right there.
The 9.238, you guys see that? When it's highlighted, just hit enter. And do you see how it brings it down there? So I didn't round anything. So I'm doing perimeter times apothem, and now what do I do? Divide by 2 at the very end. It's a lot of steps to have to remember. So 282.8. 282.8. Is it a lot of steps to have to remember? Yeah. It's like if you forget one little thing, it's like, wait, what? Okay, let's do this one. Is this number 3?
Yeah.
Okay. So again, I know my radius. Dang it. All right, I'm going to draw my right triangle. First step, draw the right triangle. Label what we know, so I know my hypotenuse is 8. You remember how to find the top angle? 360 divided by 4 divided by 2. 45. So the good news is it's 45, 45, 90. So these two sides are going to be the same. So apothem and side length. Let's just find the apothem first. So some old hippie caught another hippie tripping on acid. So I have A and H. So which one would it be? Cos 45 equals adjacent over hypotenuse. A is up high. Multiply 8 times cos 45. 8 times cos 45. 4 radical 2. So that's my apothem. Keep it there. I know that's my apothem. But guess what? It's also this piece because it's a 45, 45, 90. Since the angles are the same, the sides are the same. So if this is 4 radical 2, that's just that half of my side.
That's fine.
So what do I need to do to get the whole thing? Multiply by 2 times 2. And then I got to times it by what? To get the perimeter. 4 times 4. There's my perimeter. Do perimeter times apothem, which was 4 radical 2. You guys got it?
Yes,
And then what do we do at the very end? Divide by 2. 128. It's a lot of steps. All right, at least I only put 10 problems, right? We've done 3. Did you know that buffalo used to roam the plains in large numbers? Kind of dumb. And did you guys read this?
No.
He's like, have you finished painting the porch? And he's like, yes, but it's not a Porsche, it's a BMW. He didn't paint the porch. Okay, so let's look. Let's do number 4 together.
I'm sorry.
So number 4 gives us the apothem. Number 5, the apothem. 6, 7, 8 gives us a radius, so we can do like 8 also. And then 10 is the apothem. Okay, so let's do number 4. What's the very first thing I want you to draw?
The triangle.
The triangle. Label what we know. So the apothem is 19. Where would the apothem go on that triangle? This long side, yeah, 19. So I need to find that top angle. So 360 divided by, how many sides is a hexagon? 6 divided by 2. I think it's 30. That's what I was thinking, 30. So what I need to do is find this side length, but remember, just for a visual, this triangle's right here. So when I find that side length, what am I going to have to do to get the whole side? Multiply by 2, then multiply by 6. And that'll give me my perimeter times apothem, divide by 2. All right, so no hypotenuse. Tan 30, opposite over adjacent. X is up high. 19 times tan 30. 19 radical 3 over 3.
Yes,
Keep that number in your calculator. So that's only this half, so what do I do? Times 2. And then I need times how many sides? 6. That's my perimeter. So perimeter times apothem. What was my apothem? 19. And then what do we do at the very end? Divide by 2. 1250.5. It's a lot of things to remember though, isn't it? You got to times by 2, times by this. Don't forget the apothem. Divide by 2. So 1250.5. Okay, so number 5, you're also given an apothem as 10. Do you know how many sides a decagon is? 10. Okay. So the apothem is 10, the number of sides is 10. You're going to see 10s all over the place. Once you get that bottom side piece, don't forget to times it by 2 and then times it by 10 to get the perimeter. And then you got to times by 10 for the apothem and then divide by 2. That's a lot. Number 6 is also the apothem. Do you know how many sides an octagon is? 8. 7's apothem. Let's look at 8 or 9. Let's do maybe 9 because that's a pentagon where 8's a square and we did one just like that. So let's do number 9 because that gives us a radius. You guys good with doing number 9? Do you know how many sides a pentagon is? 5. Okay. So first step, draw a right triangle. And then when we label what we know, where does the radius go? Hypotenuse, yeah. So I'm going to have to find both the apothem and the side length. I've got to find them both. So we got to find the top angle. 360 divided by 5 divided by 2. I don't know what that is. 36, thank you. Okay. So let's just find the apothem first. So that would be A and H. Some old hippie caught another hippie tripping on acid. Which one is A and H?
Adjacent and hypotenuse.
Which is cos. So cos 36. I have to put A on top of H, so A over 9. A is up high. Multiply. 9 times cos 36. Let's clear that out. 9 times cos 36. That's my apothem. Keep it there. Don't lose it. 7.28, blah, blah, blah. 1/2, 7.28, da, 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 da. And then I'm going to have to find my parameter. All right, so let's now find that side length right here. And remember, when we find it, so just for visual purpose, when we find it, it's only that half piece. So what am I going to have to do? Times by 2 and then times by 5. Okay, so this side would be my opposite. So which is O and H? So sine 36. X over 9. X is up high. 9 times sine 36. 9 times sine 36. So that's just that half side piece. What do I need to do? Times 2. And then get my perimeter. Times 5. That's my perimeter. Take perimeter times apothem. What was that apothem? 7 point something? 7.28? And then what do we do at the very end? Divide by 2. 192.6. That's a lot. That's a lot. How many problems do you have left to do?
5.
How many? 4 more? Oh, that's not too bad.
I said 5.
Oh, 5 more? Okay. Do you want me to do one more, or are you guys good?
Number 5, yeah.
You do want me to look at 5? 5 might be kind of confusing because there's 10 sides and the apothem is 10, so I can look at it. So, where do you put the apothem on that right triangle? What was the top angle? Did you find it?
It's 16.
16? Is that right? 360 divided by 10 divided by 2?
18.
18. Okay. We gotta have the right angle or we'll totally mess up. So we need to find this side. When I find that side, I'm going to have to times it by 2 and then times it by 10 to get the perimeter. Is everybody good with that? So no hypotenuse. Which one do we use? Tan 18. Opposite over adjacent. X is up high. 10 times tan 18. 10 times tan 18. So that's just that half side. So what do I need to do? Multiply by 2. And then multiply by sides, which is 10. That's my perimeter.
Multiplied by 10.
But then I have to multiply by the apothem, which is also 10. So yeah, that could get kind of confusing. And then what do we do at the very end?
Divide by 2.
Divide by 2.
324.
324.9. Good. Okay, so you just have a few more to do. That's it. I know it's kind of hard. You will have to do this on your test. The review for the test is already unlocked. If you want to look at it early or do it early, I have a video posted for every single problem. You will have every single area formula on the test too. Test Monday.